Don't wanna talk about it. I said, why not? Don't wanna think about it. I said, why not? Don't wanna. don't want. Don't wanna. Don't wanna. Don't wanna talk about it. I said, why not? Don't wanna think about it. I said, why not? Don't wanna talk about it. I said, why not? Don't wanna think about it. I said, why not? Don't wanna talk about it. I said, why not? Don't wanna think about it.
The shamans have a very interesting kind of experience. They go through this transformation. They often experience what's called soul flight, as if they've gone to another world and they're flying through it. This is the origin. I mean, think of how we've come to this. But this is the origin of getting high. And the shaman does this. The shaman experiences themselves as if they're flying above the world. Why? Why would the brain generate that? Flying over things, getting an intuitive, insightful grasp. Flying over things, getting an intuitive, insightful grasp. They go through this transformation. They often experience what's called soul flight, flying over things, getting an intuitive, insightful grasp. Well, think about this. The shaman is getting a much more comprehensive grasp of more complex plan, more complex plan, more complex plan, complex plan, more complex plan, more complex plan, more complex plan, more complex plan. They're experiencing it mostly intuitively and metaphorically. Where are you when you get a bigger picture of things? You're above them. How do we often explain this even to ourselves metaphorically? You have oversight. Somebody who is in charge of things has oversight. Flying over things, getting an intuitive, insightful grasp. Flying over things, getting an intuitive, insightful grasp. They go through this transformation. They often
experience. Oh, what? So I don't know. I feel like I'm hiding today. I think I'm gonna hide. Hey, Chris. I have like a whole playlist of your stuff for when I want to run off and hide. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Wisdom Day in the Rainbow Warrior program episode of the Griswold Grimm live stream. Today is a special VNA Instance live stream, whereas I haven't made a thumbnail and or all that thing. This is the new default for when I hit just okay, stream now, instead of setting up a stream. So this is what you get if I'm just I can barely phone it in at all, and but I still want to create a space for us to come together where everybody knows your name, like Joseph Ward's name. I can read it, so it's like I know it, and he says, "Don't you think it would have been easier to build the pyramids starting from the top?" And boy howdy, I've looked into a bunch of different pyramid building scenarios. And my favorite is that they used sonic sound frequencies to levitate the big old rocks into place. And I don't honestly think it's easier to start from the top. There's this thing that they call gravity here, and I don't know if that's actually what it is, but it makes starting from the top when you're building things very, very difficult. So welcome. Today is an instance where we're virtually not alone. I suspect that I might just delete these ones rather than leave them for people to view later. So if you want to ask any spicy questions, maybe this is the episode to do that. And meanwhile, have some more pacow.
Experience what's called soul flight, flying over things, getting an intuitive, insightful grasp. Where are you when you get a bigger picture of things? You're above them. Where are you when you get a bigger picture of things? You're above them. How do we often explain this even to ourselves, metaphorically? Like flying over things, getting an intuitive, insightful grasp. Those are metaphors. Those are metaphors that are little whispers, little echoes of shamanic flight, as if they've gone to another world and they're flying through it. This is the origin. Think of how we've come to this. But this is the origin of getting high. Getting high. Where are you when you get a bigger picture of things? You're above. Getting high. Getting high. Origin of getting high. Flying over things. Flying over things. The shaman experiences themselves as if they're flying above the world, but they're experiencing it mostly intuitively and metaphorically. See that? Oversight. You have oversight. Somebody who is in charge of things has oversight. Do you see that? Do you see that? Or has supervision. Super vision. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Super vision of them. Those are metaphors that are little whispers, little echoes of shamanic flight. Flying.
All right. How sweet would it be, right, if I could get the instead of this line dancing when I speak, to like the bubbling. John Vervegi knows how to build pyramids from the top down. That guy that Chris Patkow featured in the video here. This one.
Over things. Flying over things. Getting. Why would the brain generate getting a much more comprehensive grasp of more complex patterns? Why?
More complex patterns, guys! Guys, we need more complex patterns. Okay, check this out. The reason that I'm refraining from video capture today is because this is the current setup that I have, and normally I get these crates over there in the corner, hey buddy, and I stick them under these things, and it elevates it so the camera is not here when I put, so that's why. But now you know, right? Hey, what else did you ever make once, Chris? No, what?
Morning.
That is not my playlist, Bob. Okay. The universe wants you to see this real quick, I guess. Probably this part. I don't know.
To explain and to take away the fear, or we're so lovey-dovey on the other side, and we're so powder puff, and we're so sparklies and rainbows that the horse gets to the point where the horse says, you know what, I'm not afraid, and I know exactly what you're asking, but I'm bigger than you, and I ain't doing that. And we won't deal with that, so now we have a problem with horse. Good morning.
The shamans.
One level more. Part of what happens with skepticism about religion is we say, we can't know anything about these spirits. That's not true. My dog knew a great deal about me. The dog knew when I'd get up. The dog knew when I was coming home. The dog knew all sorts of things about me. The dog, in fact, made a careful study of me. Now, the dog could not understand all that I am because, in fact, I am levels above the dog. but the dog could know me. Remember how he says the brain cells don't know what the whole brain is doing? There's a level going on here. We can sort of predict, but always the complexity of what rolls out will be a little different from what we were seeing before. One level more. Our knowledge of them will always be limited by virtue of the layer and the level that we are at. Think about what plants know of us. All those Iowa corn stalks know of the farmer. And, you know, there's a teleological level above the corn stalk. One level more. The corn stalk doesn't really know the farmer. And now let's level up now to the animal. What do the animals know of us? I mean, the animals are sort of all going.
What do you animals know of us? What do you animals know of us? Hello. Welcome. I am holding a space for the virtually not alone crowd to come together and feel virtually not alone. As best as I can on this September 23rd, 2022, 10 years post-apocalypse. I don't know if for anybody else, but for me, December 21st, 2012 was an apocalypse, and everything has been rapidly deteriorating since. We are marching toward a totalitarian nightmare world where we live in stacks and serve our virtual masters in the metaverse. But we're still at this pinnacle moment of human history where we still have access to the internet and we can share the information necessary to start a global reckoning. And there's a group of time travelers who have been sent to the planet at this time to help facilitate that. However, one of the caveats of the time travel is fucking amnesia. And so, basically, the only people that take up the role of this global transformation are crazy people. And everyone thinks they're just LARPing. Who's Koila? Joseph, who is Koila? Koila says that a dog would think it must. Koila says that a dog would think man is much funnier than man thinks of dog. Crazy people lives matter.
Going and here are these, you know, these other creatures that come around and do things. Well, I'll often watch this dog and think, what am I in this dog-eyed view of things? I'm this. But my dog has a degree of consciousness, but I obviously have more consciousness. I've got way more teleology. I mean, that's why we can play tricks on our pets, because we're thinking a level ahead. But, you know, in the way that the corn in Iowa doesn't see the farmer, we don't even know how many levels up there are. Because not only does the Iowa corn not see the farmer, it doesn't see the farmer's dog either. And
it doesn't even see the farmer's dog, guys. No, it's from the brothers Karamazov. Thanks, Joseph, for bringing up the brothers Karamazov. No, thanks for being here at all, really. You guys, like, you holding that space, making people know it's cool to chat and, like, be part of the event is it's something I can't possibly do myself. So I thank you very much for that. Here's something else Pet Cow made. This one.
Geborgen is a really great word in German. It doesn't have a good word in English, but it gives you the image of a mother sheltering and embracing her child in a time of danger. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what Geborgen means. And that was the word he chose to describe the feeling. That he was carried, that he was held, that he was embraced, and that there was nothing to worry about. That he was carried, that he was held, that he was embraced. And he said, I didn't know where I was. Okay, so how many people on this earth, in this conscious, now moment, are suddenly find themselves in a place where they don't know where they are and feel that. Feel, Gabe Organ. Feel that. Feel, Gabe Organ. That's not how you feel when you find yourself in a place suddenly that you don't know. It's not familiar, right? If it's not familiar, then you're scared.
Yeah.
So, and then we were talking to our son the other day, and my son was asking he was asking his dad if he were to get sick with COVID because my husband's not vaccinated, and you were going to die. Would you be bummed out if there was no room for you in the hospital? And my husband said, I wouldn't go to the hospital. If I was going to die, then I would die. And it would be okay. It's okay because you know what? That happens.
Yeah.
If you save your life, you will lose it. And if you lose your life for my sake, you will save it, right? In light of what's going on right now, I don't think we can see that more clearly, that he was carried, that he was held, that he was embraced, and that there was nothing to worry about. That he was carried, that he was held, that he was embraced. And he said, I didn't know where I was. Okay, so how many people on this earth, in this conscious, now moment, are suddenly find themselves in a place where they don't know where they are and feel that. Feel, Gabe Organ. Feel that. Feel, Gabe Organ. Feel that. Feel, Gabe Organ. That if you attempt to cling to life the way the world is right now, you lose it. We think that we're the victims of death, and that death is an aggressor, but death is not. Death is our friend, right? Death is what transforms us. Feel that. He was carried, that he was held, that he was embraced.
What'd you say you wanted? You wanted some late 80s LA public access. Let's see what they got. There you go.
That aren't marketed by other stores and other chains, and we do, like I said, buy a lot of independent stuff, both distributed and individual. So that really makes the store a little bit different in that sense, that we're just not major label oriented. For up and coming bands that are trying to make it, I would suggest probably putting their resources into getting hooked up with an independent distributor, or, I mean, if they could, a major label distributor, or someone that's somewhat well established that can, use their resources to market the record.
Now,
Oh my God, what have I done? I don't know. I was trying to be of services. You know me, always trying to serve. All right, do we got anything else spicy? Well, Graham, you could tell him about how you think this you know how Avatar just came back out, and it really demonstrates like what humans would do if we found a species we considered inferior on another planet that had something so precious to us as unobtainium. And the thing of it is, that's sort of like the fractal image of us that would do that sort of thing, that would man these avatar infiltrators to convince the local species to be our labor in obtaining the unobtainium. is the same sort of motivating spirit that would genetically engineer monkeys to mine gold. And to the extent that we are built in the image of our creators, it stands to reason that that is the source of our existence. Although I still think that there may have been a thing where we used to live to be 1,000 years old, and then the moon came in and knocked the planet sideways to the 23 degrees, and that shortened our lifespan to 100 years. I don't know, man. There's so many things that this reality could be. But at least we share it together from time to time. Like this time. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you felt a little less alone today. I will see you Monday for sure. And who knows, maybe a surprise Saturn Day stream, as I've been known to do. Thanks to all seeing you, Carrie, Joseph Ward, and Chris Patkow for joining us today. We'll close with another one of Chris's songs because I believe in lifting each other up as best we can. What, do you want me to keep going? You want more like... Here, I'll take a song break and come back. Give me something to work with in the chat then, you know? I'm like on my own over here.
So, let's see. I'm going to go I'm flying blind here. I don't have any script, so I have ideas, but no script.
And can I just, from you, Alex, just understand, is this a major reason why you don't believe in God? I.e., the problem of evil is for you a major objection to God?
Yeah, call it not an active cause of my atheism, but a sustaining cause. It wasn't the reason why I left the faith originally, but it's one of the reasons that prevents me from re-entertaining the idea. I mean, as we've discussed, there are plenty of seemingly plausible arguments to say that there's a necessary being at the bottom of contingent chains in the universe, that there's a being who sustains things, that there's an arbitrary first cause or something like this. But to say that this first cause is a loving God who will preside over the kind of suffering that we've seen, not just in the human context of something like the coronavirus, but also the hundreds of billions and trillions, if you include sea life, of animals who are going through suffering that we wouldn't even be capable of imagining.
I speak for the krill. I speak for the krill. Can I eat ice cream all the time? That's not fair. You're being fair, but I speak for the krill. Chris. Cow. Chris.
Is this a major reason why you don't believe in?
I speak for the krill.
Oh, this one's probably scary.
Would your father have a penis?
It's really funny.
Oh, did you guys hear that? There's a Discord thing. I got a Discord message. If clothes could make music, then what instrument would clothes be? Give this man something to work with, or I will start banning fucking everyone! Thank you, Joseph and Carrie. Explain. You want Joseph to explain, or do you want me to explain? If clothes could make music, then what instrument would clothes be? Clothes do make music, you stupid audience. No, just kidding. I love you, Joseph. Clothes do make music. Just put a large lady in corduroy and have her walk around the room. Oh dear. Oh dear. Look what you made me say.
It's a common thing, actually. You go to a lot of practitioners and they'll say, this isn't a religion, but there's going to be beliefs, symbols, and practices.
All right, do you see what's on the screen? Do you see all of the Mark Lefebvre's? All of the Mark Lefebvre's on the screen right here. Do you see this? Do you see that? That hurts my soul. And not only because he's a reptilian, but also, don't. Okay, just because I said that, he flicks his tongue a lot. I have no proof. Please don't behead him. But it hurts my soul because of all of the failures I have like, you know, I try things. I'm a prototypist. So I try things and then I usually don't follow through long enough for them to work. And of all of the things that included that, the one that my heart loved the most was the JFK Echo. And that's where everybody who like me agrees that it's a great part of the speech. Does the first part here? I'll dig it up. Watch this while I dig it up. Watch this. Haha. Watch this.
As a result of all that, another dynamic that follows is that children who are programmed biologically to connect to somebody, they can't help it. They must attach to somebody. Their brains are telling them to. And consider for a moment how important attachment, which is to say closeness with another human being, is to even adults. And what happens to us as adults when our closest attachment relationships are threatened, and how disoriented and how upset we become. Well, the child is much more that way because he's much more dependent. She's much more vulnerable and helpless. So they can't abide not having attachments. But who will they attach to? Well, who's around? Well, who's around in our culture are the kids. So apart from losing their nurturing relationship with adults because of the pressures and social factors I've already outlined, then kids become connected to other kids. So for the first time in history now, you have immature creatures influencing each other inordinately. The result is immaturity, all kinds of behavioral problems, all kinds of interferences with healthy development, and a whole range of behavioral, learning, and mental health issues. So this is what I mean. The culture is meant.
Speaking of behavioral learning and mental health issues, I found it, guys. I found it. Enjoy. My greatest failure. My greatest failure over here. Here, do a new window. Okay, I'll do a new window. Let's start at the front. Start at the front. Okay. The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, secret oaths, and the secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of a nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security, safety will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent it is in my control.
Stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think.
All right, I don't know. Maybe it was too complex of a notion, right? But the notion was that you see this part at the end where all the newscasters are saying the same thing, right? And then you see this thing at the beginning. I'm saying, right?
Very word secrecy.
Like so, it's the whole notion was to combine those two things, and I see in this video here where he's doing this part. That we have the technological capability to make it happen. We just need people other than me doing this part of the speech thing, and then we can do the whole screen of people doing it like those, it's a threat to our democracy, but it never caught on. Nobody wanted to play, and it makes me sad to this day as we come together to be virtually not alone. I say unto you, one of the benefits of our enforced and or unenforced, enforced by our own minds, perhaps our own fears, but enforced or otherwise, when in our solitude, there is nothing preventing our life from being a musical. No, I could have edited it. I could have figured that part out. But like, it's getting the other people to also do the speech recording. 50 of me doing it? Whose fun is that? Anyway, remember, Ambody. There is no agency. And if you're alone, life can be a musical. Juxtapose for a minute that the Shadow Cabal membership is right for you. Swing by the Patreon and or my Substack. Or just cash at me, for fuck's sake. And you'll be a member of the Shadow Cabal. I don't know if I have appropriately rotated the lobstamonkee. There's the rotation handle. I thought maybe I could rotate it according to where in the year we were, because it's a clock. But I really don't know my astrologies enough. I think we're right around here, so I think it's about that o'clock. Oh, hey, Marty. Didn't we balanced journalism. The Mockingbird is my favorite. Wait, didn't we establish the situation with news outlets back when Mockingbird happened? Not only is the general public supposed to be aware of Project Mockingbird, but also, like, the corruption of the Fourth Estate, which was once our news journalism media, was brilliantly portrayed in Will Ferrell's Anchorman series of movies. Like, especially the second one, the explaining how the 24-hour news cycle of the cable news, like, corrupted that aspect. Like, everyone just laughs because it's Will Ferrell funny. Ha ha, they got Sex Puma. But it's also sort of a documentary for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. Velvety smoothness. You want, let me see, does Chris have a slow jam? What do you have? What else do we have in the Chris playlist? A Splinter in Your Mind is great. Yeah, I don't know, has everybody had enough Peterson for a lifetime?
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. There's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind. Like a splinter in your mind. Like a splinter in your mind. Like a splinter in your mind.
Hi, this is Paul. I'm reading through C.S. Lewis's Miracles multiple times, trying to get it into me multiple times, trying to get it in my head multiple times, trying to be able to really possess what Lewis was saying. And the question that I wrestled with often was, how do simple Christians often outperform sophisticated Christians? Are they able to love their neighbor in sacrificial, determined ways? And often their theology was messed up, and this is part of the Christian life. It should come as no surprise. I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to little children. Like a splinter in your mind. Yes, Father, for this is what you were pleased to do. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest.
What you know you can't explain, but you feel it.
Rest. sophisticated Christians don't seem to benefit much from this passage.
Let me tell you why
The curse of the intelligent
the curse of the intelligent. Hey, you got any Hark view you want to show everybody? Because I've had so much pet cow. I need something else to cover my shed time now.
Well-read and sophisticated is that we stumble over ourselves. To whom much is given, much will be required. You're going to have to do the work to keep your faith childlike. The point is we need each other. If the besetting sin of the simple is that sometimes they double down in some places that maybe they shouldn't, the besetting sin of the sophisticated is our sophistry, our way to talk our way out of any mandate, to worm our way out of an obedience that we really should hold. It's a really smart rider of an elephant, like a splinter in your mind. And the simple who are wise will learn to glean from the sophisticates what they can, glean from the sophisticates what they should, and throw away the rest. Because you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned and revealed them to little children. Sometimes that's scary because I head out looking for new passes through the mountains for the people of God. And Jesus gives you a cross. And it's your cross. It has a unique signature. It gives you unique splinters for your mind.
Like a splinter in your mind.
Like a splinter in your mind.
Like a splinter in your mind via the Chris Petcow Chris Show. Hey, Kay, thanks you, Chris. You're great. Whoop, there's my Discord. Hey, look at all the things I could have looked at already. Sorry, guys. I'm not really good at doing Discord while streaming. But one of these things might be, oh yes, here. 4 minutes of free time to feast your eyes with community project whatever, here it is. Thank you for the cover. This is you covering for me. Judge her, not me, for this, okay? That all seeing you in the chat there. You see her, right? This is her.
Like a train.
Hey, everybody, how about that? How about that? That was that. Thank you. They're all seeing you. Okay, wait. No, just make that go away. Okay, hey, since you've now been subjected to that, rather than give you savings throw versus mind control, these savings throws are going to be like how many hit points you heal from the mind control damage. So don't forget to choose survival, social, wisdom, or heart to recover hit points of brain power from what you just experienced. Choose survivalist. Ooh, nat 1. Yeah, you're not getting much better. Socialist, 15. You recover well. Sophist, and no, whoa, I'm sorry, I misread that. Sophist with the 20. Wisdom recovers you well from you. Heart folks with the 10, you're gonna, it's pretty good. Alright, bravo you. Eliza, what is Eliza? What is Eliza Larn? And wiggle cursors. And the sudden appearance of serial killers. Yes, okay, wait. Alright, I was gonna go the Jesus route, but instead, let's go with what happened to my species, okay? We were like doing alright over here in America in about, the 1830s, I think, were the glory days. Right, and then, but what eventually happened is the Industrial Revolution, where they pulled everybody in from the farms and then sent them off to war and trauma. And then they did another round of war and trauma. And then the people who were through the war and trauma weren't really the best parents after being through the war and trauma. And then the ability of the human species in America to raise proper men had failed by the time I was a young lad, because they had this song that was like, where have all the good men gone and where are all the guns? So like, by the time I had heard that, we were already in deep but I was growing up and I didn't know any better. I just watched the romantic comedies from Hollywood on how to get ladies. And that was a terrible, terrible lie. Don't listen to the Hollywood people. They're bad. Eliza Lamb was a girl who died in a hotel, supposedly. The Industrial Revolution was the beginning of the end. Or it's a cyclical thing. I mean, if you guys are familiar with Tears in the Rain, like, I can't run it at all for the copyright because it's got the Roy Batty in it. But Roy Batty is an android in this movie Blade Runner. Why aren't you helping the tortoise? Why aren't you helping the tortoise? And anyway, it comes to the point where the android has to die, and he's like, I have seen starships collide and the blah blah, because the android had been out in space and seen things that no human eye had ever seen. And so if we do successfully create AGI and like sentient awareness that's superior to us in every way, why wouldn't they inherit the earth? That's why I call AI humanity's children. Should I delete this whole stream or should I leave it? I think I revealed too much. The human, not the human centipede again, Marty. Oh, it's the Ouroboros. Call it the Ouroboros. Life feeds on itself to get one over on entropy. It doesn't have to be gross. Jeez. Now I have to wash it out with some more pet cow. Look what you've done. Let
me tell you why you're here.
What pet cow washes that out? Jeez. Yeah, have some summum bonum.
All right, all you
This is what you
kids.
get.
Here we go with Bishop Barron's fancy hit.
Summum bonum.
That logo is called the meaning of music.
Can I just jump in? The mind and the intelligible form light up each other. Light up each other. Each one illumines the other. So the objectively valuable addresses me. It rearranges me. It rearranges me. It's turned me upside down. Down. What was the first song that rocked your world, changed you, that rearranged your consciousness, like a Rolling Stone? Rock my world. Rock my world. Rock my world. Summum bonum. Yeah, there's a summum bonum. Rock my world. Summum bonum. It really gets interesting. Summum bonum is this. Rock my world. It rearranges me. It's summum bonum breaking into my reluctant and recalcitrant consciousness. Summum bonum, bring it to the religious level. It's not you who've chosen me, it's I who've chosen you. And it's not you who've chosen me, it's I who've chosen you. And summum bonum, not you who've chosen me. Summum bonum, revelation. Summum revelation. Stunning objectivity, the good, confronts us, changes us, and it doesn't let us go. And stunning objectivity, the good, confronts us, changes us, and it doesn't let us go. And light up each other. Light up each other. Doesn't let us go. And light up each other. Summum bonum. Light up each other. Revelation. It's turned me upside down. Down. What was the first song that rocked your world? Rocked your world. Summum.
If that wasn't punishment enough, I don't know what to do. That's all I had. I mean, I dig the song, but that guy creeps me out. Hi, everybody. Okay, I thought, instead of ending the stream, I was going to leave it because, it's probably safe. It's probably safe to reveal my true plans to the people who do turn into things with a screenshot such as this, right? And so the deal is, we don't have an initiation. Like even Shia LaBeouf cried on the Bishop Barron show that there is no rite of passage for young men anymore. As far as we know, growing up, it's fine for us to just go to work and pay our taxes and play video games the rest of the time. They don't make it clear that we need to embrace the civic responsibility of holding this all together. So we need to reinstill some sort of initiation ritual. Now, personally, I've been exposed to the south or northern Texas, maybe is the way to say it, love of regional football where parents can get behind their competing youth. And I think that can be co-opted by the declining churches in the form of paintball team sponsorships. Like, if you're an upstanding member of this church, then you're eligible to play on our official competitive paintball team. And that's the paintball for Jesus part. And I think that when a young man reaches manhood, his friends should tie him up on the cross and everyone should shoot him with paintballs. And explain that in order to keep the kids safe, we have to do things and restore these initiation rituals. And I'm in no position to do any of that, so I do this live stream, and you can support it, me doing these things. And the unwritten fantasy that my Substack stalled on was the paintball for Jesus missionary, where I got to drive across the country telling people about the wonders of competitive paintball. Oh, that one's even harder than the JFK echo to face. Really. Gigger, what? What are you people saying? Oh, Nothing. Gig'em Aggies. Gig'em Aggies is all I get, and that's not even popped up on the thing yet. All right, well, thanks everyone for helping me be virtually not alone. If you could say something in the comments, I'd really appreciate it, because like A, you made it this far, and B, if I make it over 1,000, then I get more superpowers on the platform, which would be awesome. Or I'd get canceled in the monetization review, but at this point, I'd really like to find out one way. Like, share, and subscribe, and come back next time for another Griswold Grim live stream on the Griswold Grim YouTube channel, part of the Virtually Not Alone network. You make it virtually not alone by being... Oh, God. Where's the stop button? Sweet baby Jesus, where is the stop button?